Stop scrolling for a second, because if you've ever frozen in the middle of an English conversation, today is for you. In this episode, we'll share 5 unusual methods that most learners have never heard of, and by the end, you'll actually practice English with us in real time. So stay with us till the very end. It could change how you speak forever. And before we dive in, make sure you subscribe right now, because every week we help you practice, not just listen. Now, let me ask you, does this sound familiar? You study English, you understand when people talk, but when it's your turn to speak, your mind goes completely blank. Or maybe you know the words, but your tongue gets stuck, and you feel shy or embarrassed. Trust me, you are not alone. But here's the good news. We've broken it down into 5 clear steps, simple, powerful, and even fun. And when you use them, you'll notice English conversations feel easier, faster, and more natural. So, let's jump in. John, have you ever felt this kind of struggle when learning a new language?
Absolutely, Tracy. I remember when I first tried speaking another language. I could read, I could listen, but when I opened my mouth, nothing came out. It was like all the words disappeared. And I know many of you listening right now feel exactly the same way. Here's the truth. This is not your fault. Most learners spend too much time memorizing grammar rules or studying from a book, and not enough time actually living in English. That's why, when real people speak to you, your brain freezes. But don't worry. Today, we're not just going to give you the same old advice like watch movies or study harder. No, we're giving you 5 unusual, practical methods that can fit into your daily life, even if you're busy, even if you feel shy, even if you don't live in an English-speaking country. And here's my promise to you. If you listen closely and practice along, you'll finish this episode not just with ideas, but with real practice you can do immediately. So let's start with our very first method, and this one is powerful and a secret that almost no teachers talk about. Tracy, let's share it with them.
All right, let's dive into tip number 1, and this one is something most learners never even think about. I call it the voice note challenge. Here's how it works. Every day, open your phone, press record, and speak for just 30 to 60 seconds in English. Talk about your day, your plans, or even what you're cooking for dinner. Then, play it back and listen. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Tracy, I don't like hearing my own voice. Guess what? That's exactly why this works. Because when you listen, you start to notice the words you pronounce clearly and the ones that get stuck. You'll hear your own mistakes before anyone else does, and that gives you the power to fix them. Think about it. If you record 1 short voice note every day, in a week you'll have 7 little recordings. In a month, 30. Imagine looking back and hearing how much clearer, faster, and more confident your English has become. That's progress you can actually measure. And here's the best part. You don't need a teacher, you don't need a partner, you don't even need extra time. You can do it right before bed or while waiting for the bus. So, if you've ever felt frustrated because your English isn't improving fast enough, this is your new secret weapon. Start tonight. Record your first note. And when you hear yourself tomorrow, you'll already feel the difference. But don't stop here, because the next tip John is about to share will show you how to bring English into your everyday life, even without setting aside study time. John, tell us about it.
Thanks, Tracy. That voice note idea is powerful, and it connects perfectly to our next method. Tip number 2 is what I call English zones. Here's the problem. Most learners only use English when they sit down to study. But the moment they close the book, their world goes back to their native language. That means English never feels natural. It feels like homework. So, here's what you do. Create small English zones in your daily life. For example, change your phone settings to English. That way, every time you unlock your screen, you're training your brain. You'll see words like settings, update, or delete over and over without even trying to study them. Or make social media part of your English zone. Follow 3 Instagram accounts or YouTube channels only in English. That way, when you scroll, you're not wasting time. You're learning naturally. And here's my favorite. Pick one activity in your day and make it English only. Maybe it's your morning coffee routine. While you drink, only read or listen to something in English. Or maybe it's your evening walk. That's your English zone. Headphones in, podcast on, no exceptions. At first, it feels small. But over weeks, these English zones rewire your brain. You'll notice that English stops feeling like a school subject and starts feeling like a normal part of your life. And here's the promise. When English feels normal, speaking becomes easier because you're not forcing it anymore. Now, we've got something even more powerful coming. Tracy, tell us about the third method. It's about how to train your brain to think in English, step by step.
Thanks, John. That brings us to tip number 3, and this one can instantly change how you feel in conversations. Have you ever been in a situation where someone asks you a question in English and your brain just freezes? You know some words, but you can't get them out fast enough. That silence feels so awkward, right? This is where confidence phrases come in. These are short, ready-made sentences you memorize, so you never feel stuck again. Instead of panicking, you've got a few safe phrases in your pocket, ready to use. Let me give you examples. If you don't understand, you can say, "Sorry, could you say that again, more slowly?" If you need time to think, that's an interesting question. Let me think for a moment. If you don't know the exact word, "I'm not sure of the word, but I can explain it." See how powerful that is? With these confidence phrases, you can stay in the conversation instead of shutting down. And the more you use them, the more natural they feel. Now, here's the second part, thinking in English. Instead of translating everything from your native language, practice having small, simple thoughts directly in English. For example, "I'm hungry." "The sky is blue." "I need coffee." These tiny thoughts train your brain to move faster, and soon you won't have to translate it all. So here's the challenge. Learn 3 confidence phrases today and use them the next time you feel nervous. It's a simple trick, but it builds real speaking courage. And speaking of courage, John's got the next method, one that trains your mouth and brain at the same time. John, tell us about it.
Great point, Tracy. Now let's move to tip number 4, and this one is a game changer. When most learners try to improve, they focus too much on memorizing words. But here's the secret. Fluent speech is not about the words, it's about the rhythm. Think of English like music. Every language has its own beat, its own melody. If you copy just the words, but not the rhythm, you'll sound flat or unnatural. But if you copy the rhythm, even with simple words, you'll sound much more fluent. Here's how to practice. 1. Take a short clip of a native speaker, maybe from a podcast, a movie, or even YouTube. 2. Don't write it down. Don't even worry about the exact words. 3. Just listen and copy the rise and fall, the stress, the pauses. For example, if the speaker says, "I can't believe it." Really? You don't need to repeat every word perfectly. Instead, copy the energy, "Aw, can't believe it." Really? Same rhythm, same feeling. What happens is powerful. Your mouth learns the music of English. You'll start to sound fluent, even before you know thousands of words. And when you add more vocabulary later, it just fits into the rhythm you've already mastered. So remember, don't copy the words, copy the music. That's how you build natural fluency step by step. And now, Tracy's got our final tip, one of the most effective methods professionals use every day.
All right, before we move to the last segment of this podcast, the final tip is shadowing. Let's stop listening and start speaking after me. This is your chance to shadow with me. I'll say a phrase, and you repeat it right away. Don't think, don't translate, just copy my sound. Ready? Let's go. Part 1. Confidence Affirmations. I can do this. I can do this. English is getting easier. English is getting easier. Step by step, I'm improving. Step by step, I'm improving. Mistakes help me grow. Mistakes help me grow. I feel more confident every day. I feel more confident every day. Part 2. Everyday Phrases. Good morning. How are you today? Good morning. How are you today? I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. What's your name? What's your name? My name is Tracy, or insert your name. My name is Tracy, or insert your name. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Have a great day. Have a great day. Part 3. Practical Daily Phrases. Can I have some water, please? Can I have some water, please? I need help, please. I need help, please. I don't understand. I don't understand. Can you repeat that, please? Can you repeat that, please? That's interesting. That's interesting. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Excellent work. You've just spoken with me for several minutes. If you do shadow practice like this every day, even just 5 minutes, you'll notice your English becoming smoother, faster, and more natural. Now don't go anywhere, because John has one last thing to say to show you how to sound fluent even when you don't know many words. Stay with us.
Yeah, and wow, what an amazing session today. If you stayed with us until the end, that tells me something powerful about you. You are serious about improving your English. Now, let's be real for a moment. Learning English is not always easy. Some days you feel motivated, other days you feel tired or frustrated. But today you proved that you can push through. You didn't just listen, you spoke with us. You practiced shadowing, you repeated powerful affirmations, you took another step forward. And here's the truth, fluency doesn't come all at once. It comes little by little, practice by practice. Every time you join us here, you're building confidence, rhythm, and real-world speaking skills. So I want to challenge you. Replay this episode, shadow the phrases again, and feel the difference. And before we go, let me say this. If you found value today, if even one phrase made you smile or gave you hope, please do two things right now. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new lesson. Comment below and tell us, what was your favorite phrase from today's practice? We'd love to hear from you, and your comment might encourage another learner too. Remember, English is not just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about courage, confidence, and connection. And you, my friend, are already on that journey. So keep practicing, keep believing, and we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, take care and keep speaking English.